Boomhauer 69 here. I'm just sitting in my backyard, just kind of, I guess you call it day camping in my backyard in this GuidesMan 6-person tent. I'll show you the back. Here, I'll set that on the ground. I'll warn you, I got a fan going, so if you hear any noises in the background, I'm using my DeWalt fan because it's hot and trying to stay cool. Now here's what the tent on the inside. I did a video about this once before on my YouTube channel. Now they're claiming that you can fit 6 people in here. Yeah, 6 persons. I imagine they're trying to claim, 6 adults. In this kind of tent, I don't see you being able to fit that many people in this tent. Usually when they mean 6 people, I imagine 2 adults and then the rest being children. Maybe you got 4 kids or something, and your mom and dad got 4 little ones. You might be able to, when they're young, cram you and the wife and the children in this, but 6 adults, I don't think so. I would say more comfortably in this tent, you could fit three adults easy. You could easily cram 3 adults in here pretty comfortably. 4, I would say, be probably definitely pushing it, but 3 adults, if you got some really good friends, 3 friends could easily, no problems, have room and stuff, maybe 3 adults and maybe 3 backpacks, but what I do like about this dome tent, it is big. It is a fairly big tent, and I'm 5'8". There's my little solar handy light that I got set up on the hook. There. They also have a little hook, and they also have them little pockets on the side, but I'm 5'8". I'm about 5'8", 8 and 5 foot 8 inches tall, and I can kind of stand up somewhat. I still got to kind of hunch over in the kind of lower sides, but what I like about this tent is I'm sitting in a regular canopy chair. I'll show you. I'm just sitting in a regular canopy, and I simply have no problems in this tent to sit up straight in a nice canopy chair in a corner or something, I could easily, in this tent, put a nice twin full-out bed. If you're going to have more than one person in here, like what I mentioned before, 3 people, you probably won't be able to set up a bunch of beds in here, because that would take up a lot of room unless you really didn't care about taking up a whole lot of space. But 3 people with just a sleeping bag and a pillow and maybe a backpack or something, you would be able to be all right. But adding 3 fold up beds, like little cots, camping cots, you would definitely have a little bit of struggle. But somebody like me, single guy, single person, I could have this chair in here and then have a little fold out camping cot bed or stuff. I even thought about getting one of them just folding lounge chairs that allow you to stretch out sometime and use that as like a camping bed in here and stuff. But you could easily fit a chair in a camping bed. I could even add a little folding camping table in here and be doing just all right. I no longer have a camping cot bed because the one I had just got old and got wrecked and ruined, and finally had to throw it out and stuff. But yeah, this tent, I bought it at, I think it was last year or the year before, at Menards home improvement store, and for a basic, for the price and being a pretty basic, easy to set up dome tent with lots of room, I say this would be perfect for just basic camping and stuff. I did a video about this, and I really like it. And also, over there they have one of those holes where you can run an extension cord. So when buying it, you want to keep that in mind, because sometimes them little slots they make for now to add an extension cord, because everybody's got to have electricity. Sometimes you might have to get some black electrical tape and might have to cover that up depending on how bad the mosquitoes are and if you're worried about bugs getting inside and stuff. So keep that in consideration. I know on that could be probably a little bit of an issue, maybe bugs and insects getting in that little power cord slot there, as you can see. A little more close up, but right there, that little slot where you run your extension cord, power stuff. Me, I'm just running off from battery. That light up there has got a rechargeable battery in it, and then my little DeWalt fan and stuff, and then I'm just running off the battery on my tablet. But yeah, this is for a basic, easy to set up tent. It wasn't too hard. The only thing is running the tent poles through the little fabric little slots and stuff was a little tricky, because they were catching the little loops that you gotta slide your tent poles in. They were kind of catching a little bit, where I had to go and readjust things and stuff, which is pretty common on a dome tent. You know, all of them are gonna have that trouble a little bit with snagging when sliding in your tent poles and stuff. But just like any other standard dome tent, just set up real easy like that. And I'll show you the outside here. I got the one screen open. Right now I have the rainfly on this. Yes, I'll show you it with the rainfly on. But there's the door. There's the company's logo. There's the what the rainfly looks like. Now I just don't have the rainfly properly tied down to the poles and the rope, the guide ropes hooked up or anything, because it's pretty calm day, so there ain't a whole lot of wind, so I ain't worried about anchoring it down the rain tarp like you normally would do in kind of a windy day and stuff. But there's the outside of it. Here's the back side. Well, yeah, there's a big view of it set up with the door slightly open. But yeah, this tent, I really like it, because it's actually one of the first tents I ever owned that you could actually put a chair in, a folding camping chair in, and actually sit in it and not be touching the ceiling or not being able to have a chair at all. Whereas with this big tent, I'll show you the size of it. There's the dimensions and the information, but yeah, this tent, I like it for the simple fact that it was when I bought it, it was pretty cheap price. I think I got it for a sale price at the time, and it's one of the first tents again I ever owned that I could actually put a chair and sit up in and stuff. And I could see, you know, in the near future, me getting one of those folding camping cots, or like a little small fold up rollaway bed, and be able to put that in here and maybe have like a little small camping fold up table nightstand kind of thingy, and then the chair I'm sitting in, and I would have perfect room. And then I would probably over here still have some room for my for like a backpack and maybe some gear, you know, suitcases, whatever, you know, kind of have some room in the corner there and stuff for that as well. Or maybe, depending on how long the actual folding camping bed would be, I'd probably have the chair over here, and then over here have like the table, whatever, and then the bed kind of in this corner, or vice versa. But yeah, this could, for a single person plenty of room. If you're just one person in, or you're a couple, you could easily two people easily. You would have no problems. I would say 3 people would be about the maximum you could have in this tent. They claim 6 people. I don't think so. I would safely say comfortably 3 people. And one more, like every tent, they have those little pockets on each side to store stuff. But yeah, 3 people easily. 1 person, oh, you got all kinds of room and stuff. That's why I like this, because I can, in a pinch, if I want to out back in my yard, set it up and kind of have like an enclosed bug screen protective type, little tent set up. This is the one I would use and have no problems with it. But yeah, I really like this tent for that, because it's easy to set up. It sets up like any standard dome tent, and the rainfly is super easy to put up and stuff. I just don't have it properly tied down with guide ropes and stuff, because it's a calm day today, so I'm not worried about all kinds of wind and different things. And by the time that windstorm or whatever would come up, I would have this already taken down, because I'm just out back in my yard day camping and stuff. But yeah, I'm satisfied. Of course, people are gonna wonder what I think of this tent. Like I said in my previous video before, I give this 2 thumbs up and a full 5-star rating for just being a, I would say, basic, middle of the road, your 2 season, spring, summer tent, the kind of tent that you use in the spring, summertime, maybe the fall time, so maybe consider it a free season. One thing I do want to do is later on get an actual tarp that will fit over this tent, because most of the tarps I have I think would be too small for this tent, but I want to get a normal tarp to throw over this tent, because I never trust the rain flies that actually come with these tents. I always get an actual tarp, and when I'm doing actual serious camping, I will throw a regular basic tarp over it. So I'll probably go back to Menards one of these days, find the right size tarp, and get a tarp for this, and also have the second rain protection over it. So it would have the I would have it set up where it would have the existing rain fly that came with the tent set up properly, and then have a tarp over it as well for extra protection. But yeah, I give this tent a full 5 stars and 2 thumbs up for being a nice, decent size, roomy, basic, middle of the road tent. This is obviously not super high quality, where if you wanted super high quality, like real fancy 4 season style tent, you would have to go to an actual regular camping store, or look on Walmart or Amazon's website for a actual fancy higher end camping tent and stuff. This is obviously, I would consider this just your middle of the road basic, and again, the price wasn't too bad. I think the regular price wasn't that bad anyways. I was actually kind of shocked at the price when I first got this and stuff. I think I also got this at a sale price, but I think even the regular price, like, oh wow, regular price is pretty cheap, because you know how Menards is, they do that after mail-in rebate stuff, and so I was like, oh wow, that's a good deal and stuff. So I was glad to get it. And again, like I said before, this is the first tent I ever had where I can actually put a folding camping chair in and be able to sit in it and sit up straight and not have any problems slouching over. Because the biggest tent I ever owned before this was a 4-person tent. Usually a lot of times I just go camping in a little 2-person tent, but yeah, for the season, if I ever get a chance to get some time off from work and go camping, this would be the one I'd bring along and stuff, and maybe by then buy a nice little some sort of fold up like camping bed, or one of those fold up lounge chairs and stuff, kind of like this one you see right here, folding lounge chair, and use that as like a camping bed or something, and to use and stuff. But yeah, I'm satisfied with it. And I'd say I have no complaints about it and stuff. So if you like this sort of content, give this video a thumbs up or a thumbs down. If you didn't like it, comment your thoughts below. Love hearing from you all. And don't forget to share this video with everyone you know, because that will help me, Boomhauer69, and reaching more people. And also by you hitting that subscribe button, that also helps me out a lot too, and letting Google algorithm know, hey, people want to see Boomhauer69 and stuff. So and then to sharing the videos also helps me reach more people and new people as well. So thank you all for just taking the time watching this little throw together video, and hope you all have a good day. And it's Memorial Day in the evening right now, so I'm still Memorial Day, and so hope you all enjoy your barbecues and everything, and have a good day.